This is Yusuf Hashmi. I'm the Group CISO for Jubilant Bhartia Group. And today is a very interesting subject that we're going to discuss about AI in cybersecurity. AI is already quite a bit of buzzwords, so it's been happening. But how you incubate the models into cybersecurity is another buzzword, right? Because AI itself is currently evolving technology. And how do we ensure that those practices and the models can be leveraged into cybersecurity? So I think that would be primarily focus on this and what advancement in this technology is actually included into your cybersecurity. This is something that we're going to discuss. So thanks for the panelists, Kapil, Mohit, and so all of them are my co-colleagues, and many of the panels we have actually discussed together. So I think now I'm on the other side. So please welcome you all. And let's, I think, start the discussion. So Anujh is not there. So probably Swati, I will reach out to you because you have been into payment industry for some time, which I know you have been contributing a lot in this area. Especially on this payment card industry's governance. And since you're working for Amazon, so I think you will have tremendous use cases in cybersecurity and of course in advancement of AI, whether it's AI or Gen AI or the various model, right? So my question for you is that how would you actually, in a very dynamic landscape of online transaction, right? How can you leverage AI in this entire ecosystem of payment? There are a lot of amount of risk. How do you actually incubate? What could be the best use cases that you can leverage using AI technologies in payment card industries, in online transactions and all?
So I think if I talk specifically about the e-commerce transaction side of the world, the immediate thing that AI can do is like reconciliation of the transaction and identifying any anomaly at the faster pace. Do we have like anomaly detection today? Answer is yes, we do have anomaly detection tools available even today. With AI or with ML usage, those anomaly detections can be improved, can be done at faster pace, and you can actually detect the patterns before it is getting exploited. One thing that I want to emphasize that when it comes to AI usage for actual data, is still companies are being very cognizant and careful because they are sensitive about like where this data is going. So it looks very nice, very easy, friendly to use AI tools, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that your customer data, your business data is not getting into a system where you don't have like trail where this data is going to.
So when you talk about payment industries, right, I just want to continue what you were saying. What are the critical risks that comes along with actually incubating certain model? Would there be a lot of false positives because you're dealing with live customer transaction, online transaction. So what could go wrong in the certain scenario if you adopt certain technology, which itself will take some time to mature? Because any new technologies take some time to mature, right? It's not from day one you get the results what you expect. So what could go wrong actually in this perspective?
I think one thing that immediately, we have seen that actually. So when we were doing testing for some of the like solutions or models, that it can create disruption. It can lead to false positive a lot if not being like tuned properly. Sometime I think one very important piece that people miss is that your data criticality can be on lower side, but you have to be conscious like what data has been used for like learning purpose for that particular data model. Is it public data? And is that model being available further for usage? So I think data exfiltration, user disruption in terms of getting the transactions completed, I think these are some of the immediate real risks that we have observed recently.
Yeah, thank you. So next question with me, Mohit. So there's amount of critical and trust in the financial transactions, right? And leasing services, which you are part of it, right? So how does AI-powered security can bolster your confidence and protect against fraud and your financial crimes, especially in the financial services?
Okay.
What's your views on it?
Thanks. This is Mohit. So we all have the technology. We have the tool in place to know about whether there is a person is defaulter, or for example, hunter, or pursuers, or all sort of tools are available to check about a person's eligibility and a person's background. But while applying AI is basically integrating all these tools so that in a passage of 1 minute only, for example, a person is calling you, and with the help of NLP, the natural language processing, you will be able to take the inputs, and in the 1 minute call only, you do all the thing back in the back end. You check all these things, Viper, Froze, Hunter, or so many other tools, Sibyl, or other things, and you should be able to tell that will you able to get the loans or not. So we are not only into the car leasing space, we are also into the lending space, where we have to give the loans to the end users. So there, the AI model is definitely very beneficial and helping in the real-time transaction. First of all, whether the person is eligible to take a loan, and secondly, at what percentage that we should offer to him as per his credit profile. So these all things are getting checked in the background with the help of NLP, AI, and ML. And so if you talk about the fraudulent transactions or anything like that, and how to secure a customer's data, so you have to play with, you should know what are your strengths. And for example, if you don't have the PCI DSS or something like that, then you should not collect these kind of payment kind of information directly from the consumer. You should outsource that with the APIs and all the time with the tokenization, like so the bill desk or so many other things. So you can actually transfer that particular risk, because you are not you don't have the capability as a mid-size NBFC. You don't have the capability to have the certification like PCI DSS. So you can outsource that particular thing to the other part as well.
Good. I think it's a good insight, especially in the financial services, where a lot of transaction happens, right? And especially on the field side, right? There's a lot of transaction. You have field force. They would be actually using their laptops.
They have the handheld devices to actually check the eligibility and log a case and all the things. They are on the field, DSAs and all the stuff.
So something that you can do on the integrity side, because a lot of documents would be uploaded, and those documents might be carrying some malware or something that, right, you might not be aware of it. So there's something that you're doing as well. What do you suggest in that?
Yes. So on the mobile devices, the MDM side, it is a very beneficial that each and every upload or basically your corporate policy, the same policy which you are having for your laptops and workstations, should be applied to the devices which have been given to the end user. The DLP part, whatever emails the person is sending, it is getting filtered, whether it is sent through mobile device or through the email system, the email client. So the DLP part plus the MDM, so that any information, the client information, cannot be downloaded to the machine, to the handheld device, and then can be transferred by WhatsApp or something like that. So there, the MDM piece, the Intune piece, or the other various MDM solutions are there. So we have to apply that, and with consultation with the business, because the business requirement should be kept in mind while implementing all these tools.
Good. Thank you. So coming back to Kapil, you have any question?
Not a question. I think I just want to understand from Mohit, like, have you seen KYC getting better with AI? I mean, when I was working with AWS with financial customers, a lot of use cases were there around how to validate KYC documents and video KYC related information using AI. So is it happening now?
Yes. So video KYC is very popular nowadays. In fact, we are also using the same. And so I will not talk about my particular company, that in detail how we are doing it, but I have seen, for example, if the Zerodha account, so all the KYC is happening on the video itself, and you will get the account opened in 5 to 10 minutes of time. So that's a good use case which is understood by each and every Indian, I think. So
coming back to video, another very interesting question, right? Yeah. So how would you address that current fake from the video side, yeah? Because this is coming very important, right? So video your industry will definitely rely on this video KYC, right?
Yeah, so video KYC, so it's only one part. It's not that that only after doing the video KYC, all the things we are giving the loans. It's just the profile making that we are doing through the video KYC. Other than that, his background check through CIBIL, Hunter, profile, all the things will be done definitely. So it's just the one part that we are doing. So it's not totally automating or totally relying on the things, because it's I'll say 25 years in India, and we have so many minds in the system who will not take these things as granted. So they will still rely on the older thing as a plus, but it's a very good thing to onboard the customers.
Yeah, understood.
In a faster pace.
Yeah. So coming back to my friend Kapil, Kapil is very active of late in social media, and he's driving his Refit organization. So Agritech is something is coming very fast now, right? Farming, advancement in farming technologies, and since Dhanuka, you have been part of Dhanuka, which drives the Agritech domain, right? So how your AI cyber solution will address a unique cyber risk in this domain, right? What are your insight and what are your way forward? What you suggestion in this area?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Yusuf. It's a pleasure to be part of this panel and esteemed guest. Agritech is a very interesting domain. When I joined this company, so I thought something not very interesting to me, but I taken up this challenge because, this is one of the industry which is coming up very fast because there is a lot of technology need is there. Reason is because I was thinking farmers are not educated, but when I saw the data, India has a 15 crore farmers listed, and wherein 8 crore farmers are most educated and tech savvy. That's a very interesting data what I learned in this industry. 8 crore farmers means they are doing every transaction through mobile.
Yeah.
And when I saw the framework of this entire industry, so I found there are only limited industries they are approaching to the farmers. They are in hundreds. It means they have a very big captive area. When I saw the highest industry, how much farmers they are touching in a year, so I found maximum, the highest, biggest industry is touching only 20 lakh farmer in a year. Can you imagine? So it's a big demand and supply gap is there. One side, farmer is learned. 8 crore farmers is not less, wherein the population of the farmer is 15 CR. So, and wherein one industry higher side 20 lakh is reaching to them. So reason is because those farmers are using all the transaction, means from the ordering pesticide, right from the ordering material, what they are looking for, or right from the price, what they are looking for to sell any commodity, what they are growing it. So it's becomes very challenging for us because from the security perspective. One side, our reach is less, but the other side, everything is open. A farmer is basically not given any security, and he is basically using the app, which is very low tested applications, right? So no concentration is there, but they are generating a lot of financial data, a lot of geometric data, a lot of critical data, what they have it, like land data, farming data, financial data, where they are getting money and all. So looking at these scenarios, I saw the big demand supply and security gap. I will highlight few use cases, probably you can correlate better. Let's say an organization wants to offer a service to the farmer, right? And there is a field force of 1,600 people, they are there, they are touching to the farmers every day. One guy is touching to around 7 to 8 farmers every day, right? It means they must be using some application. Now, the problem is that there is a no network. They are going in a deep, places. So definitely they are moving to the manual processes. And the moment you are switching your application to the manual, so the problem statement comes in front of you is, how do you basically secure data? Because we are a digital guy, right? If anything is happening manually, so how do you? So we made the policy, everything has to be first of all digitized. Whether you are offline, so your application has to be capable enough to basically handle the offline load. Secondly, whenever you are coming back, so there has to be certain parameters. So every application touch point has a certain parameters to check upon. Whether this data is in the right order, right set, it has a geotagged, it has a KYC information, it has a relevant khasra information, the land what they are using it, so that like sales guy get the relevant information to the plan, run the predictive analysis what they are. See, it's 360. Whenever you are planning anything, as a digital guy, as an IT guy, my duty is from the source I have to pick up the correct information. Otherwise, I can't secure, I can't produce the right results. It's a 360-degree effect.
So how does AI come into picture from cybersecurity?
Cybersecurity transfer. So now what we have to do is, there are certain scenarios what we have created. I'm giving you example. Let's say a person is supposed to do, let's say, 6 meeting in a day, right? It's a CRM. And generally he is filling the CRM every month. But when we created the AI bot, so it's basically read your entire database and created the model and given you the precise information you have to meet with these 6 guys. So 2 factors are influencing here. One is you are getting the only information which you are looking for, the job what you have given. The secondly, you will not see other information available, right? You will see only the information which is you required it. That is 2 factors they are coming in. So other side of it, like when it comes to the financial transformation, because these guys going in the market and they are collecting a lot of information, geographical informations are there, and then they are basically collecting the financial information of the person. It's a totally secure end-to-end encrypted. End-to-end encryption means like from the bottom to top 64 kbps information which is coming here, and it's digitized and it is encrypted. So that like these guys cannot encrypt anywhere. I will tell you another perspective of it where have been like we saw some malicious activities because this industry is not well prepared, so attackers are basically attacking heavily here. And if I tell you the world best attackers, earlier their soft target was the healthcare. Now the soft target is the agriculture, because in a worldwide they are using satellite data, geometric data, so many critical data which can be exposed lot of destinations.
So I have one question just to stop you. The large amount of data set which getting generated, right? And especially in the Indian context, right? Does these models have enough capability to actually reach out the contextual
AI
asset or areas which in the Indian context, because it's very different from other countries, right? So very ground level stuff, tremendous amount of supply chain. So because this ultimately you are serving the farmers, right?
Yeah.
To be efficient. So how does that helps the models are created in order to actually reach out to the common people? like the farmers?
So in terms of the maturity is very less. I talk for 2-3% only as of now, because this is a evolved industry. Because the first challenge was how to digitize this industry. Second challenge is what all the tools we have to pump in this industry, how to reach to the. So there are so many influencing factors. Now, top of that, like AI coming in, and we are talking about much maturity and contractual model, what is going to be generated. If we add AI in this industry, which is right now in only 2%, because there's only 2-3 AI portals you can see, like Krashi.ai is one of the portal, and there is a government recently launched a portal.
Okay.
Idea is basically they want to collect all the disease information. They want to basically collect all problem statements of the farmer, and they want to put in the one database, so that like people can use that data as a centralized repository, and from there they can connect back and they can get the relevant information. So it is in a very evolved phase.
Understood.
So it takes time, but I see lot of future in next 2-3 years, because so many startups are coming and they will take over.
Yeah. Understood.
So that's what is my view, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving great insight, especially in farming. So I think it's a very new domain for all of us. How do you incubate technology, and that too in AI, into farming industry and agri, and because you have been doing this stuff and all. So I think I'll come back to Swati. So we'll discuss more on the use cases, what are the various use cases AI has to play in cybersecurity, from threat detection, response, automation, right? So how in a similar industry which you've been, what are your thoughts in this area? How can you incubate those technology into online transaction, e-commerce, right?
I think before we talk about a specific use case, Dr. Yusuf, I think one thing that industries is still dealing with is the actual biases that AI models have. And then there are delusional results. I mean, recently people realized that when you are asking like some responses from these AI solutions, they are giving you responses which are factually incorrect. So when it comes to using these models in real world, I think still these models need to evolve, and they need to actually be provable for real scenarios. The one clear use case is like generating the threat vectors for testing purpose. And recently I was reading about like Copilot, which is like evolving the complete software coding industry. So I think if we compare what all can be done, we have to segregate it in two parts. One is the ML and AI model, which can help you in detecting the threats early, doing the analysis faster, identifying the patterns proactively, and predicting the like behavior of a user or of an attacker in particular given context. And then there are use cases which are associated with Gen AI, right? Where like what kind of responses you can expect, and the technology which is generating the deepfakes, right? You can actually do a reverse, and you can utilize AI to detect the deepfake technologies. So I think there'll be multiple use cases which will be evolving in upcoming years. AI is still, I feel like the maturity has to be like achieved. The future is unlimited, but I think a lot of work need to be done to come up with like actual real results which are like provable, and like you can sell it as actually product or service.
Yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely. So Mohit, with the evolving nature of cyber threats, right? So in that, how do you ensure continuous learning, right? Adaptation of AI algorithms in models to stay ahead with emerging threats.
Okay. So first of all, keeping the basics right, every device which is there in your environment, they must be logging the success and failure logs, first of all. And secondly, these are getting transferred to the centralized SIM solution. So our AI and the threat hunting will happen onto that place. So before that, the basics should be right, and all the logging should be there, and it is getting transferred to the central servers in the real time. And on those logs or the events, then that comes in the threat hunting. And threat hunting using the using the generative AI or using the advanced security operations center. All the security operations centers across the globe actually are more or less interconnected nowadays. Any new pattern which is coming out is getting transferred or via feeds to all the security operations centers if they are, like I mentioned, they are joint. So it happens with the, if you're taking a standard product and the threat vectors, you have to enable all the threat vectors, and on top of that, the SMEs should be there to manage those, because there will be lots of false positives which are coming, and the availability should not differ. So my take is again on the same side, that if you are a small size or mid-sized company, then these are the technical things which you should outsource to a company which are specialized in handling the security operations center, the advanced security operations center, which is taking the feeds across the globes and then applying the appropriate AI algorithm. Because if the things are new and you are a small company, you cannot actually transfer or you cannot transform your people in a month or 3 months time. But you have to stay ahead of the game. You have to fetch what all attack patterns which are coming to your way. So best thing is take help from the subject matter experts, where all the tools and technologies are on the newest side, leveraging AI. Apart from the technology side, I will also say that your people, like Swati also mentioned, that the technical controls can fail if you are giving your information directly on the phone call, or you are clicking on the links which are coming to your way. So the information security awareness through the offline mode, basically the workshop, where you can actually see the other person is listening to you or not, is not doing the other task on the MS Teams. He just log into your session or the video, and he's not actually listening to you. So the main thing, if the person is in front of you, you can better be able to tell you that what are the outcomes if you click on anything like that. Do not click anything which is coming to you by with the curiosity or the greediness. Just do not click each and everything which is coming to your way. Plus, one last thing is on the using the phishing simulation plus the ransomware simulation. So last month actually we were doing the phishing simulation from so many months, but last month I have done the ransomware simulation, where if as soon as the people were clicking on the link, the exe was getting downloaded and the machine was getting locked for 10 minutes. Then the people realize that what actually can happen in case of real threat if occurs, then you will not be able to work. And the tool was so good that the person was not able to move the mouse cursor or anything. So these kind of things that with the advancement of tools and technology, we should actually make use of that, which are having inbuilt AI and all stuff.
Yeah, thank you. I think one of the most important use cases where AI can be leveraged is your detection and prevention. Not prevention might not be, because you might be generating a lot of false positives, but you need to actually formalize and filter out. But your detection is definitely would be a major use
with the
case
EDR
for AI. Prevention will evolve over a period of time before you reach out at a maturity that yes, now we can use automated AI-based response mechanism, right? So prevention and the response mechanism will take some time, but I think detection, especially in the security monitoring, because we are generating so amount of data, and AI is highly dependent on the data that is going to actually generate something out of it, right?
Correct. Data.
So everything
Correct
is
data.
data. Everything is about data. So, and from when you talk about manually, it's nearly is becoming impossible for a manual analyst who's sitting at the desk at L1 and triaging those alerts and anomalies, practically not possible. So AI will definitely help those analysts in order to actually translate that into meaningful incidents, right? And then take the responsive action based on that, so that the L2 and L3 is able to respond, focus on the more advanced threats, rather than your mundane
Actual threats,
day-to-day
basically.
anomalies and all. So I think it's a good insight. So coming back to Kapil, so AI has become really prevalent, right, in cyber now. So I think after next 2 years, we will be discussing about challenges, right? Because we have not experienced it yet. So what are the challenges that going to come in future? Will happen only in near future. After 2 years, we will be discussing the challenge, how you address those challenges, right? So especially very important aspect is responsible AI, ethical behavior, right? Biasness in algorithm. So what's your insight? We have been talking a lot about responsible AI, ethical behavior, biasness. Right. Generally, the behavior seen that AI are biased, right? I think many of you must have experienced that, whether it is your Gen AI or something that it tends to be biased with some concept. It has to be or it doesn't. I think we can discuss. Right.
So my take is very straight. I mean, whenever we buy a car, so we know how to drive it, right? So as a responsible person, as an owner of a car, we always think like we have to drive well, otherwise we will definitely hurt or we may hurt to anyone. When it comes to the data and it comes to the AI, it is similar fashion. We have to drive it. Let's say I'm a responsible for an organization. I'm a custodian of a data and joint custodian, by the way, because IT is not an overall custodian of a data. But top of the above, we are building a layer which has to be basically demanded by so many people, right? Maybe finance need it for some different purpose, and HR needs it for different purpose. And wherein earlier we were having segmentation of data, but now the scenario has been changed. After bringing the AI, you have a warehouse of the entire organization of the years data lying there. Yeah. Okay, so it means the bigger set of the data, they are having it there. That is why every department responsibility becomes a very higher. As a IT person, as a governance, you have to bring certain protocols in place so that they can basically drive the right factors and they can utilize the data in the right fashion. I give you another use cases. In one of the recently war, people used the bomb, which was a AI driven, first time, which was tracking to the human under the tunnels, and they have blasted there, and 300 plus life they claimed in a one go. And the algorithm what they have written is find out the blood cells. A drone which is around 20,000 feet from there, he is finding the blood cells, and they have given a target under how many meters that those cells are available there. And the second parameter what they have written there, eyelids. So in case in some of the dark patches where the blood cell they cannot find, so they are finding the eyelids movement, because in a human body your eye will be vaporing. So they found that, and through these two parameters they ensured there are humans underlying hidden, and that's not responsible AI. I'm giving the example intentionally. Reason is because the data was available with everyone, with all the different systems. But as a responsible person, they have used this data negatively, and they claimed the human lives. That's what I wanted to comment. My last comment is, whether it is a financial data, whether it is the HR data, as a responsible person, we should drive all the factors within a limit, within the organizational behavior and parameters. not for any personal use or any intention. That's it.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. I think we can discuss at length for this subject. It's never ending. So, but I think we have to continue. We have to, time's is up now. So thank you very much for the panel and giving your insight on that. And thanks for the patience for listening to us. So thank you so much.